Okay, water with no vacuum. I'm going to turn on the vacuum pump. And you will notice that it will start. You will notice that it will start to bubble. If you can see those bubbles starting, that is water boiling at room temperature, no heat. The sound that you're hearing is a vacuum pump. Now I'm going to turn off the vacuum pump to get the boiling to stop. And now the boiling has stopped. Okay, this is water at 0 degrees Celsius. It's got ice. I'm going to turn on the vacuum pump. Again, this is a jar sealing, and it's going to remove the air out, and we should see boiling. See the condensation on the outside of the jar? Now watch. And the sound that you're hearing is not a heater. It's vacuum pump removing the air from inside the jar. And bubbles should start appearing. There they go, they're beginning. And there you go, there's boiling. That is boiling, water boiling at 0 degrees Celsius. Now the next task, let's put an egg in there and see what happens. Okay, here's an egg in ice water, and I'm going to turn on the vacuum pump to lower the pressure from 1 atm to whatever this pump can lower it down to. And let's see if we can get the water to boil and the egg to cook. So it looks like some bubbles are starting to slowly develop. Here we go. You can probably see some bubbles already coming up. The boiling process is about to start. Here we go. Bubbles are now beginning to move the egg material around. So here's the deal. The water is boiling, but there's not any heat there. There's not enough heat energy to cook the egg. Now the egg itself is also giving off some gases that are within the egg white. But this is boiling. Boiling isn't what cooks an egg. It's the heat energy of a hot plate at 1 atmosphere. See the foaming material is beginning to come up. Let's increase that pressure, excuse me. So I'll remove the line. Okay, and notice the foam went away and the boiling stops. Okay, so boiling isn't what cooks an egg, it's the heat energy. Okay, I have water boiling at 1 atmosphere. There's no vacuum pump or anything. And if you notice, the hot plate is 540 degrees C. And I'm going to bring this up to the thermometer. And as long as the water is in a boiling phase, okay, the thermometer will not go any higher than 100 degrees. It will remain there. I have the tip kind of basically floating in the middle, not touching the bottom so as not to get the heat from the hot plate. And it stays and hovers around that 100 degree mark, depending on the accuracy of the thermometer. But it won't go any higher. It just stays there. Okay, this particular thermometer isn't super accurate, but it's staying and it's hovering right just, it looks like 105 degrees. So this thermometer may not be very accurate, but as long as the water is at 100 degrees, it will remain there. Also, it's the kinetic energy of boiling water that cooks an egg. Boom, look, that egg is cooking. If you remember when I did the triple point, the egg wouldn't cook. But in this case, it completely cooked because there was enough kinetic energy to cook an egg.